Hey there, it's Pete over at the Sampleist, and today we are checking out the Grand Tour bundle from Orchestral Tools. Orchestral Tools not only have produced some of the most exceptional orchestral libraries out there, they've also given us libraries with a specific focus or even location. The Grand Tour bundle features 7 libraries ranging from the cobbled streets of Paris to the Milky Way, from seasonal habitats to a session room in Los Angeles. There is a Chinese orchestra, Latin American instruments, and finally it's all tied together on a trip around Berlin's underground train system. All libraries purchased separately will cost over €2,000, yet for a short time only, you can pick up the whole bundle for €599 plus VAT. If you own any of the instruments, there are also dynamic discounts available, and of course, they all run in the Orchestral Tools free sign player. Now this bundle is really big. There are gigabytes upon gigabytes worth of instruments to get through. So for this video I've decided to take each library individually and play some sounds, do a quick overview of the instruments, and of course my own personal thoughts on the library. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Orchestral Tools for sending over some of these libraries. I have to state that when they were released, like Modus or the Phoenix Orchestra, I did purchase these and I've been using them for a very long time. And in my eyes, they are indispensable libraries. But to complete my collection, I'm just overwhelmed that Orchestral Tools sent me the remaining libraries, so thank you very much. Now of course they have not seen this video, and the fact they've sent them over does not influence our decisions or thoughts about these libraries. And when I play through the new ones and I highlight which ones are new to me, I've been very pleasantly surprised. So without further ado, let's jump in and check out these instruments. And here we have the free Orchestral Tools sign player loaded up, and it is the free version. I do recommend that you always keep your sign player fully updated. I said in the intro that I was surprised by some of the libraries, and it's a very good surprise. If you're a composer, you tend to buy libraries that you are going to use for projects. And I've used a lot of these libraries in the Grand Tour bundle for various different projects. And I never really felt that I needed the other libraries, which I will highlight, like Andea and LA Sessions, which are new to me. And then it dawned on me, and this is the surprise, because everything is recorded so dry and so detailed, and you have so many options to shape the sound of your productions, that actually having all of these libraries that I felt in the LA Sessions, for example, I've got all that covered. Andea I don't, because it's a unique collection. And then of course once I've delved into the libraries a lot more, then I was picking out different instruments that I don't have, or just the fact that everything is in the same room. It just sounds great, and you can really control what you're doing. So anyway, I will talk about that a little bit more, but we're going to start off with an older classic, the Phoenix Orchestra. In this video, we don't have time to play every single instrument, so I'm going to pick out some of my favorites and just talk about how you use them. So in the Phoenix Orchestra, you have pluck strings, bow strings, winds, and percussion, and these are all authentic Chinese instruments. But I don't just use them for traditional Chinese music. I use them with different size orchestras to create just really evocative scores. So with the pluck strings, I've picked out the guzheng straight away, and it sounds beautiful. Okay, so the sampling is amazing, and you'll notice it's really dry. If I just quickly look at the mixer, you got spot and tree mics, which you can use, but I'm just going to stay with the spot. Now, what makes Orchestral Tools instruments just wonderful, apart from the actual sounds of them, is the key switching. And I'm not a massive key switching fan, but of course, with the Guzheng, you want all of the bends. You want the tremolo, which is on the mod wheel, and the harmonics. So tremolo aside, because I'm going to key switch using my mouse, when you start linking everything together, so I should have key switched a little bit sooner. I went major at the end there. But you get the idea. So to create these authentic performances, you would use the different articulations. And you've got, of course, the ensemble versions as well. And this is one of my go-to Guzhengs. I do write a lot of world music. I've got several go-tos, but I absolutely love these. And you got the glissandos, which are amazing. And remember, Orchestral Tools, you're buying performances a lot, so you're not going to find a lot of these sounds everywhere. I got the Luan Lin. So that's that really strong percussive sound. So if you've ever watched Kung Fu Hustle, for example, great movie. Great movie. And there's an amazing battle scene with sort of a Guzheng being used as a weapon. And it just reminds me of that. So very, very cinematic. Now, the Yanqin, again, I love. And I love the fact it just sounds wonderful. I'm only going to play 2 articulations for this one. Just remove, well, yeah, change that to 1. Now, actually, that's not going to work. There we go. So let's just well, I'm just messing around here. Anyway, it's the Sustains reversed hammer. I love this sound, and I'm going to bring this down. I've used this library a lot, so I've got to understand which articulations are a bit louder. I just love the sort of plucked quality versus the sustained sound. Beautiful. Get a bit carried away there. I mean, the tone is beautiful for both articulations, but that is stunning. So I'm going to remove those. And then, also you can see what else is in there. But we've got bowed strings. Now, I'm going to go for the erhu, because it does sound lovely. And we've got the legato. And you can hear it's dry. And very, very detailed. And that is exactly what you want. And then, of course, you've got sustains with ornaments. So I'd key switch through these. And then into a marcato. You've got staccato, pizzicato. Some amazing tremolo. Get on the mod wheel. Some trills. Sforzando crescendo. I'll leave mod wheel up. Beautiful. Sustained harmonics, which I love. A little bit too low there. And portato harmonics. Lovely. I played a note there before it loaded. But that's just a good example of the entire range of articulations you get. And then you got things like the cello ensemble, and obviously Orchestral Tools do orchestral instruments incredibly well, and this is part of the Chinese orchestra. It sounds absolutely gorgeous, and again, once you put it into your production and you got the sort of room built, etc., sounds amazing. And just want to play the double bass because, yeah, it growls. Absolutely love it. So there we go. That's some bowed strings, and then we got the winds. If we go straight for the jiao. Love it. It's just amazing. And if I load all of the articulations, sustain's accented. I'm just going to change my octave. Beautiful. And then sustain, so I'm not going to use a mod wheel, but I'll just key switch through. Terribly there. That vibrato is amazing, and I'm just going to play the flutter tongue because I love this. So of course you wouldn't play whole melodies, but it's a great way to punctuate a statement. So the jiao is amazing. All of these wind instruments are just fantastic. So if I go for the quiddy. Absolutely stunning. And like I say, these are incredibly detailed. Now, we've got a Chinese percussion menu and we have all of these separate instruments. So I tend to just load up the percussion menu and just sort of bang away. Now I'm going to bring the volume down. Maybe up a little bit. Can hear my keyboard hammering away there. Ooh, that was a loud one. Oof, that was a loud one. And then more towards the top end, you got the metals. Which sound absolutely brilliant. And then you got all the instruments, but on separate tracks. And I did actually miss out the fact you have rolls of these instruments as well. Obviously, only the ones that you can roll. Ah, it's turned up again. Ooh. So there we go. So lots of percussion to work through there. Amazing. Now, it's a fantastic library, and what you're going to find in common with all these libraries is just how dry they are recorded, or the option to make it dry. So Andea by Richard Harvey. Now, as you know, I love Abacus. I've got a review on the channel of Abacus. It's amazing, and Andea is the same. Now, I will say that I make a lot of world music, and I do have a lot of world music libraries, so I never really considered buying this, and just sort of going through, I use a lot of Orchestral Tools libraries. And this is one that Orchestral Tools sent me to complete my collection. And I've got to admit, it is incredible. I'm so happy with it. So the guitar was the place I started because I am a guitarist. Now I'm just going to get to my sustain pedal because I like And you can hear how responsive it is. So when I'm playing that F sharp, I'm getting a bit carried away. And you get that like sort of like severe pluck. Okay. Now, just to illustrate the point I keep making about when you start throwing reverbs on, I'm just going to quickly throw on a Pro R. I'm going to go for a large... Let's go Vienna. 'Cause it's all about traveling, isn't it? The world tour. Just gonna bring up. There we go, and just start playing now. I'm only using the sustain, and I love it. And when you start adding things like bends, trills, some chords, because you've got strummable chords. Oops. Yeah, it just sounds really, really cool. And you got some like cool effects. So percussive effects, but again, it just, you know. You get that it. So I spent ages just on that guitar. Now, excuse the removal of that Pro R. Great reverb, by the way. One of my go-tos. And let's bring that back. So, yeah. Now, let's just go down. So you can see you have plucked strings, lots of plucked instruments to go for. You've got winds. Again, the winds are stunning. So if I just go for just an Aztec flower flute. So a nice high-pitched flute, and then you can contrast with the Kina, for example, which sounds lovely. Might bring it down a little bit. It's beautiful, beautiful. With some ornaments. That's what I mean, that we're playing performances, because they really are lovely. And then some panpipes. Love the panpipes. Toyos. Oops. Just that detail. Absolutely beautiful. And then ocarinas. I always think of Zelda, obviously. Yeah, back to talking a little bit of nonsense. Peruvian ocarina. You know, lovely. And they got percussion, so all types of different percussion. If I go sort of bongos, let's remove those. Single hits. I'm going to bring these down as well. I could turn them up a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting some serious Andy Kaufman vibes there. So I don't want to go through it all, but there is a lot in terms of percussion. So again, you're not only just buying performances, which are amazing, but it's a collection of instruments that you won't have. Because I was like, well, do I have a bombo compacto? No, I don't. When I go into the special, I've got none of this going on already, and it's just an amazing collection. Oh yes, the guiro. I always talk about this story where we needed a guiro. That's the sound we wanted, and we couldn't find one, and now there's 3 here. Beautiful. Lovely. We like scraping the guiro. So yeah, there we go. So that's Andea. Absolutely brilliant. And now we're going to go to space with Modus. And this is a library that I've used for years. And my goodness, it's got some amazing sounds in. Modus is obviously Jeff Russo library. So Jeff creates or has created music for the Star Trek universe. I love Star Trek. And this not only captures like the sort of more modern Star Trek, but also it still transports me back to the original series. You know, prepare a landing party. We'll talk about that in a moment. But the whole point of this library, yeah, it's got some gorgeous sounds. So if I was to play the high strings. Absolutely brilliant. However, if I was to load all of the articulations, this is where it gets fun. So we've got the detache legato, we've got sustains quiet. So just beautiful soft strings. And tremolo con legno, for example. Some beautiful overtones. And I will play the sustains wide just to contrast. But it's all of these performances. So we've got these tensions and transitions. So the tension, we've got performer overtones, which you can bring in with the mod wheel. And they got performer fifths. They got some clusters. Bit of drama. And some atonal as well. So yeah, they save you a very long time in orchestration. And of course, they're very dry. But we've got transition normal to tremolo. Tremolo to normal. Transition trills. And there we go. So You got the same in the low strings as well, and they sound every bit as good. But it's when you start going into the woodwinds. So if I do the low ensemble, so jet whistle fluctuations. And Kev sustains flutter. Absolutely love them. But these performances are so cool. So that's the overtones, the fifths. And the clusters. I mean, that is prepare a landing party. Because you all know the landing party is going to get, you know, squished by an alien. Yeah, love it. And then atonal. Absolutely superb. And you got that in a clarinet ensemble and bassoon as well. So if I just load, let's go for the fifths. Lovely. So that's the woodwinds. You got the same thing going on with the brass. So I'm just going to quickly go into the horn ensemble. It ranges from just sort of brass. Sounds a bit like a 80s action movie there. And got sustain quite stopped. Gets a bit more brassy. Then you got this going on. Whoops. Fifths again. But if you go transition trill to normal. Stop flutter to normal or normal to flutter. It becomes really, really brassy. Absolutely love it. So the brass is just superb. Then you've got the choir. Orchestral Tools do lovely choirs. They are lovely. I've used Metropolis Choir lots of times, the time choirs, choir. Love them. But, again, you don't get this. These amazing effects. Such range and dynamics as well. So the female choir is amazing. The male choir, we'll just play it in context. Let's just do the... Oh, I do really like these clusters. Superb. So the male choir is amazing. But of course you get a Klingon choir as well. So Klingon marcato. And every syllable changes. Here's the staccato. So I probably just said something naughty in Klingon there, but there we go. So you got a Klingon choir. Lovely. And then you got a shakuhachi. Sorry, I'm saying that really, really badly. Shakuhachi. I use them a lot. I don't know why I can't pronounce it tonight. It is quite late here. Not gonna lie. So yeah, this sounds incredible. it's stunning. Yeah, it's scoring at its best. And then you got these performances, so sustained improvisation. Quite dangerous to a famous melody there. We're not allowed to play anything famous or well known in these due to copyright. So there we go, get the idea. Sustains ornaments as well, is really nice. So there we go. And you got a low shakuhachi as well. See, I can say it. Oh dear, it's been a long day. Now, where orchestral tools shine for me, actually it's obvious I'm a huge fan. Have been using their instruments for years. I love their mallets and percussion, but this vibes and glock is just out of this world. I absolutely love it. And the cellist as well is just dreamy. It's all really, really cool. But I said I'm only going to play like standout patches. And these chords, again, love them. Just gonna. So it's really fun, like very inspiring. I've created compositions based on just these celesta ensemble chord progressions. Also the tremolo fluctuations. I'm just going to hold down a key at first. Then add a few more. It is absolutely beautiful. Let's go into the mixer. I'm not very good sometimes at showing the mixer, but got spot tree, AB, and surround as well. So check out the mixing options of all of these different libraries for different sounds. But again, I'm going to just keep coming back to the fact that they are really, really close sounding recordings. So you can do a lot with them. Now, Habitat. Habitat, my goodness. This is a Dominic Hjulberg library, and in conjunction with Orchestral Tools, obviously. And the traveling is all about going to these different locations and playing different instruments. Now, when you make videos using multiple libraries, some are louder than others. When you're composing, it's easy to balance, but I know Habitat is a little bit louder. Now, if I go to the pond and go to, I want to say Summer Day. You get the idea. So the location is pond, and we're playing Summer Day. Now, in contrast, Summer Night. Down a little bit. This is one of the patches, actually probably like I would buy Habitat just for this patch. I've used it a lot in scoring, so it just sounds like a gorgeous piano with So it's got that gorgeous atmosphere. Now on the mod wheel, I was going to bring that up, and it sounds like this. So it's drastically changed the sound. I like going about halfway. Just sounds amazing, and yes, my sustain pedal did get stuck on my foot then, which makes a lovely noise. But yeah, so it's all about synths and organic sounds combining to create these amazing natural landscapes. And they've all got different characters. So that's pond. Now if I want to hear something completely different, if we go for meadow during the day in spring, do you like a meadow in spring? But that is so contrasting. But of course, if we go to the same meadow during a winter's day, you get the idea. So every single location has 8 different articulations, and they go from just sort of gorgeous ambience to very complex sounds. And Habitat is not only one of my favourite Orchestral Tools libraries, and I did tell them actually in a poll on Facebook because they asked and I answered. That's how polls work. I mean, I'm talking nonsense. Habitat is one of my all-time favourite libraries, full stop. Not just Orchestral Tools, generally. I use it so much. It's just pure inspiration. So there we go. And one other thing to mention. So if I was going on to Ocean, just be here, another articulation. They load very quickly. I'm just off a standard SSD. Summer Day. If you go into the mixer, you can turn the effects off, so it's just completely dry. That's with the effects on. So again, even though it's got a lot of sound design, you can turn these effects off. So there we go. Let's do one more. Beautiful. That was an autumn day on the ocean. So yeah, Habitat, phenomenal. LA Sessions. Now this is another one. Oh, I should have pointed out Habitat was sort of given to me by Orchestral Tools quite a long time ago when it's released. I did manage to be, I was very lucky that I could review that when it came out. So there is a review floating on the ether that I've done on that one. So lovely. Now LA Sessions, this is one that I didn't have before, and yeah, I was just like, well, I've got a guitar, it's fine. I do play guitar, as I like to go on about. In fact, let's just start off with the Western guitar and the sustains. Okay, it does sound gorgeous. And again, you've got different articulations. And the round robins come through, especially on the palm mutes, etc. Palm mute strums. Dead notes. Sustained slides. Yeah, something's going on there. Not 100% what the articulation is. Now, the whole point about these is that everything is recorded in the same space, and it's an entire studio ensemble. So the demos are incredible of this library. I've not had a chance to use it in a production yet, but it does sound like just lots and lots of live instruments. So I've go to the Studio 7 Grand, as we expect. It's a gorgeous piano, as is the upright. But then if I go to the electric, I love good Rhodes. I'm all about the Rhodes. With help, I played some right notes. So. Okay, you get the idea. It sounds absolutely gorgeous. I got some shorts as well. There you go. But yeah, it's just, again, everything in the same room environment and sounds brilliant. I'm going to throw in the drum set hot rods. Love good hot rod. Drum set's amazing. Let's go bring it down a bit in case. Yeah, it's just a beautifully sampled kit. And of course, without the hot rods, it sounds lovely as well. And you got a cajon, electric pianos, Studio strings. Let's play the cello. Cello. Oh, it's amazing. And you got bow control. So there's no bow there, but if you want the full length of the bow. You can control the bow sound. Lots of articulations, got fours, tremolo. Obviously there's the shorts. The pizzicato is lovely. So there we go. And you got full string section going on there. But the vocals are really, really cool. I was going to use the female vocals. This is like a soul ensemble. And this is actually the only instrument that I purchased because that's another good thing I love about Orchestral Tools. You can purchase single instruments. So I did need this for a project. And again, it's really, really dry. I'm just being silly. Swells are short. You can have some longer ones if you want as well. So again, put that into your production and it'll sound beautiful. And then you got dulcet tone, and there's celesta. So I'm going to play the dulcet tone. Yeah. Sounds great. And they got mallets, vibraphone, xylophone, glockenspiel. Let's just go straight for the Glock. Love a good Glock. Oops. Yeah, really, really close. Then studio percussion, bongos, congas, body percussion. You'd be amazed the amount of requests I've had for some body percussion libraries. Not libraries, tracks. Guiro, my old friend, the Guiro is there again. You got Guiro phrases. Yeah, I'm playing some notes that aren't there. Yeah, so really, really cool. Shakers, claves, chimes. The chimes are lovely. Again, a weakness of mine. One of my most used patches is the Berlin Inspire percussion because towards the top end there are 3 chimes. But there we go. So LA Sessions, amazing because everything is all in the same place. Very, very detailed, very, very clean and dry. So there we go. And then the last one is Transit. Transit is part of the Fabric series. And as you can see, once again, I've been very lucky that Orchestral Tools have sent over all of their Fabric series for me since they started making them. And I've been lucky enough to make videos on these. Acrome was the last one that came out. Transit is all about the Berlin Underground. I forgot where Berlin was for a moment. Obviously in Germany. I've been on this underground. So yeah, we've got basses. Let's just play through some of these. Actually, we're down anyway, so it should be okay. And again, the mod wheel. We'll alter the sound. Spark plug. And this is more experimental. I love that sound. Let's go for some pads. Pads. Engine start. Smoke box. Beautiful. And analog synth. I'm just loading everything up, but just play a couple of them. Otherwise this video could go on for hours, which is not a bad thing. There we go. Pantograph. Beautiful. And then you got some atonal patches. Who doesn't love a bit of noise? But you do get train vibes. Let's go departure. And of course, I'm using mod wheel for cutoff on this, so you can play it and let go. We can cut it off. Love it. I got noise impact. Concords. I'll do one more. We're going to do tunnel. And then you got some percussive patches. I'm just going to load up the multi-patch. So you got construction kits. The multi-patch actually contains everything. So some really cool transit-based percussion. And of course you want it closer. There you go. Try to play as many sounds as I can. So the mixing, the mic choices are absolutely wonderful. And now we're at the bottom. However, there is something a bit further up that I must have scrolled past. Loire is the last library we're going to check out. Now, Loire, there's a really funny video that Orchestral Tools put out as a short, I think I saw it on Facebook. How do you pronounce the name of this library? Now, when I did my French GCSEs, as we call them over in the UK, I was taught to pronounce to the last vowel. So that'd be the E. So Loire. It could be Loire. Loire. Ah, Loire. 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 There we go. So it's a cool video and it worked. Loire actually sounds a little bit better now I'm looking at it, not Loire. The I and the A. Anyway, it's a French ensemble. So you have these single instruments. So Chalamure, we've got soprano, alto, and tenor. So if I was play the sustains. Sounds great. That's the sustain legato, sorry. Let's go for the alto. I'll load up everything in the alto. Okay, just removing a pop-up. That was very annoying. Then we got the sustains flat. And staccato. Some swells. And again, you can hear it's very dry. Lovely. Now, you also have the musette accordion, and look at all of these articulations. And this is an instrument that I bought. I was doing a world album. I needed some traditional French instruments. And while you can sort of get so far with instruments you may already have in your arsenal, having like a musette accordion just works so beautifully. Oops, sort of playing the mod wheel a bit too much there. It's a little bit loud. Let's bring that down. I love the chord performer. Use that a lot. So you got musette accordion, and you got the musette accordion noises as well, and you got a tuba. So if you want to hold down the bass part, that's sort of staccato. I don't know. Love it. And there's some really, really cool articulations here, but also you have this bizarre, and I say it's bizarre because you think French Romance ensemble, and you have these processed sounds from the recordings. And I say it's bizarre, but it's bizarre because it sounds wonderful. So here's some pads from the Chelemu. Just sounds lovely. Let's put the filtered ones on. So I love it. You got some plucks as well. So the old share. Love it. And you got some keys, and it tells you how they're made as well. So these are pitch tuba sustains. Yeah. I'll do one more from here. Pitch Chelemu. I'm going to keep saying it over. Must pronunciate. Love it. And then the last one, some textures. Grainy accordion notes, my kind of texture. There we go. And that is Loire. There we go. See? I'm glad I got to the bottom of that. I'm probably wrong, so feel free to leave a comment if I've pronounced that completely wrong. And that is the Grand Tour collection. So yes, I could make a video on every single instrument in there separately because they are superb. But I think it's an amazing collection. The variety of different sounds you get for the money. I know €599 is quite a big investment, but just see what you get. You know, like I bought the Phoenix Orchestra and bought Loire and bought Modus, and that is probably the cost of the entire bundle. So you get all the other stuff, and yeah, I just think it's an amazing price. I know you may not need everything at the moment, but what I have found is I didn't think that I needed Andea, but now I can think of so many places I'd use it. And same with the LA Sessions, Habitat, which I've already said was gifted to me. Modus, the proofs in the pudding, I've used it a lot, and I've used the Phoenix Orchestra a lot. So yeah, these are instruments that you're going to use. I always ask the question, is it a recommendation? For me, it really is. And as someone who obviously has had the fantastic fortune for Orchestral Tools to send me some of these libraries, but also a composer, a working composer who has bought some of these libraries as well, I can tell you these are libraries that you are going to use. You'll reach for them time and time again, because over the years I've reached for the libraries that I already have from Orchestral Tools, and they just work really, really well. You can write entire albums with just a single library. With the Phoenix Orchestra, you could write an album with that. I know it's not in the bundle, but Talon, I wrote a complete album, 10 tracks, with just the instruments from Talon. And that's what Orchestral Tools sort of create with these composing toolkits. And I love the fact they have different categories in the sign player, like scoring tools or creative sound packs, orchestral perspectives. I love that kind of thing, because you kind of know that it's a toolkit and it's something that you're going to use to create music and have these wonderful performances and sounds that you're not going to find it anywhere else. So for that very reason, if you want unique sounds, unique instruments, and just collections that you're going to use, €599 plus VAT is money very well spent. All that leaves me to say is thank you once again to Orchestral Tools for supporting this video and sending over the missing libraries from my collection, but also just thank you for making these wonderful instruments. And like I say, as a working composer, I use your instruments all the time, and yeah, they just work. They are fantastic. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a comment. Are there any specific instruments that you like? Maybe the instruments that you already own, and how do you use them? And please check out our other videos on YouTube. And of course, please subscribe to our channel. We are ever growing, we are sort of rapidly growing, and it's wonderful to see that's the support from the viewers that make that happen. And of course, we have the Sampleist.com, which I will update at some point, and it just sort of tells you what we've been doing, highlights different instruments, reviews and competitions when we have them. So check that out, the Sampleist.com. Until next time, make some amazing music. Feel free to tell us about it all in the comments, and yeah, just have a fabulous time all the time.